being in the same building?
Yeah, in the recent practices, he'll come over and watch us practice sometimes, say something to me, or me watching their practice. We communicate from time to time, so yeah, definitely.
What's the best thing he's told you?
He asked me if I was ready to come play in the big leagues. I told him, obviously, you've seen enough, you know that answer for yourself, so he just had to confirm it.
What's your two's relationship, and do you feel like it's kind of an outlier because of how good he is with talent and results?
Our senior year, we were post-Gazette Players of the Year, identical stats. They didn't had crazy numbers. We was looking back on it. He had me slighted in almost every category, and I was like, I don't know how we was co-players of the year, but man, that's my boy. We've been competing for a long time, and you know, just working together. We played 7-on-7 together, being on the same 7-on-7 team. So I've known him for a long time, and then we always be like, it just seems like every time one of us do something, the other does something. It's just great to see us having success at the next level, and then eventually, hopefully, carrying on to
what made you want to step up this year, whereas you could have come back one more year? What made you feel like, hey, this is it, let's go?
Learning to trust my gut. I wanted to last year, but I felt like it was just a little bit more improvement. I wanted to build on coming out of this season. It was like I feel like I'm ready. I had to sit. Coach Dewis told me to take a lot of time and just sit, think, and trust wherever my gut tells me to go. And ultimately, it's been my dream for a long time, and I didn't know how much more patient I could be. So I was like, I'm gonna shoot my shot.
Another Pittsburgh. A lot of feedback about your decision both ways from an advisory committee or just your coaches?
I talked to Ty and I talked to Darrelle, and it was like, what influenced y'all in y'all decision? And they was like, if you feel ready, you'll feel like you know. And they didn't really tell me what they felt to know they were ready. Obviously, them guys, they came in being first round picks, so it was like they knew it was time. But for me, it was like, I feel like it's my time, so let's do it.
Another Pittsburgh NFL guys, DeMar Hamlin, you know him at all?
Yeah, I know D-Ham a lot. We communicated when I first got to Pitt. He helped me learn the playbook and things of that nature. So yeah, I communicate with DeMar a lot. He ended up getting to Dallas when I was leaving, so I didn't get to connect with him down there, but would have.
MJ, if there's one or two plays from your career at Pitt that you want to show NFL teams like you at your best, particularly the press, because you played so much press, like more than a lot of guys in college now, what would those plays be?
It was a rep. To start with, it was West Virginia. It wasn't an interception. It was in the third quarter. There was a slant, and it was third down, and it wasn't a target, but I jammed the receiver, and he didn't get off the line. I held him up with one hand, and I was like one of my best reps. I always, like my best friend, he went to Albany, Larry, he always would text me and he'll be like, yo, this is a good rep, and to this day, he'll be like, this is one of your better reps. So you was patient, you showed how physical you could be. Like, it was one of my better reps. And then another one, I would say, Louisville this past season, another one where I didn't get a target, but it was going towards the student section. I want to say it was second down, and I was perfect at the line. My footwork was perfect. I got hands on, looked back, and then was able to flip back around and find the ball. And it was one of my, what Coach Collins would say, a clinic quality rep, a CQ rep. So it was one of those, definitely, one of those two, I would say.
One of those, you guys played a lot of match, a lot of quarters, and maybe one of those deep reps where you just came in and deflected it. And the thing I noticed about your game is you are sticky from the first step. I mean, it goes all the way. You don't lose ground. You're like Velcro to the guy. How do you do that?
It took for me it took a learning experience in 2021 in the Peach Bowl. I consider myself to be embarrassed. And I learned that, like, from that experience, you got to win in all phases. You can't seem to take a play off. And to me, I felt like I was better than what I put on film that day. And I just told myself from that day on, you got to win in all phases of coverage. So from the line to the second half to the deep half, you got to learn how to win. And I started with just being patient and being square, getting hands on at the line of scrimmage, and trusting that you have speed and there's not a lot of guys that can run by you. And working with Bub in practice, you learn that he's one of them guys that will run by you, but it's not many guys like him. So being able to trust your technique, slide your feet, get hands on it, and run with guys this is a big thing for me, and it's streezing them to the sideline.
Because if it's man and match quarters, I mean, you're alone on an island wherever that guy goes. It's cat on cat. So where do you get that confidence from? Like I have no one behind me, but it's okay.
I started playing football at 3, and my motivation behind that was like, I seen Darrelle playing, I seen Top playing, and I didn't. My first position I learned was the wide receiver and DB position. So that one-on-one was instilled in my mind before I knew what the lineman did and the quarterback did and the linebackers and safeties. I knew that one-on-one matchup, and I just picked my side being the corner. I was like, I want to be the villain on this, and I want to take the guys out of the game. I seen how upset guys like Ocho Cinco would be when Darrelle would lock him up, and it's like, I want to be the guy that gives somebody that feeling. So just having the confidence to sit in there, it takes confidence, and it takes a long time to build that confidence. And once you get it, you learn that you could be pretty good on that island.
You're here, but what is the NFL missing out on not having AJ and Marquez here with you?
Two very intelligent players, man. Two hard workers. 2 guys who are going to come in and show up every day in and day out, and compete and give you their all. AJ is one of the most intelligent corners, if not the most intelligent corner in our room. We compete not only physically but mentally in the classroom, because we're going to film. It's like a race to who can answer first, or who can find in their notebook from 2 years ago this information and things of that nature, man. They're extremely hard workers, and I really can't wait for Pro Day for them to get to showcase what they can do. But I definitely wish that they could have been here to put on display for the whole world.
Let's be the villain, but you seem like a fairly soft-spoken guy. Is it like a silent assassin thing? You like to talk a little bit of trash when you get on the field. Is there a different switch?
Yeah, my mom often says that, and a lot of my family members be like, I wish you didn't talk so much, because they see it on TV. I do get a little, some would say, carried away, but it's like I become a different person on the field, and I kind of have to like check myself, like it's the time when I get into that mode, and I flip that switch. Once I walked in the Agri-Shore and I touched that Panther, it's like, it's go time. Like often on game days, after I hug my mom, it's over with. I'm in that mode. I ain't really too much the same friendly guy I am to y'all, to them.
Really quick, who's your agent? Who's your agent?
My agent, a decent.
Thanks, MJ.
Thank you.